aboard to this episode of the We Are Reading One Piece podcast. This is a podcast dedicated to following the entire story of One Piece from beginning to end as we focus on each volume. We keep the discussion spoiler free for new fans of the series, so this is the perfect place to follow along, whether you're new to the series or just want to revisit the world of One Piece with us. This week, we will be covering the second part of Volume 82, The World is Restless, which covers chapters 823 through 827. My name is Joel. I'll be your host. Joining me today, we have Evan.
Garchu, what it do?
And we have Cody.
What up? How are they gonna get to the ship safely? Let's see.
Yeah, like Luffy just left us hanging. He just jumped off, and then we don't know what their fate was. So we're kind of up in the air right now, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we are going to be pretty much wrapping up Zoe this episode. So a lot shorter than Dressrosa. And we'll be updating our arc rankings. So we have that to look forward to.
This one was tough.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about where I'm going to place this.
Yeah, I don't want to go first.
You have time. You have time.
All time.
Okay, yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
All right, but before we get into the first chapter for this episode, I'm going to give a recap for where we left off. Kinemon revealed himself to the Minks, bringing the truth out that the Minks and the Kazuki clan from Wano share a kinship. It is revealed that Kinemon is not actually Momonosuke's father. Momonosuke's true identity is the son of Kazuki Odin, the deceased daimyo of Kuri in Wano. After learning the truth, the Straw Hats and the samurai are led to the Whale Tree, where Raizo is being hidden away. Here, they find Raizo, along with a red poneglyph, known as one of the 4 road poneglyphs. When the coordinates of all 4 are combined, the way to Raftel will be revealed. The Straw Hats learned that the poneglyphs originated from Wano, and the techniques to create and read them were passed down to the Kazuki clan. With Odin's death, the techniques were not able to be passed down to Momonosuke. They also learned that Odin, Cat Viper, and Dogstorm had traveled with both Whitebeard and Roger, though Cat Viper and Dogstorm did not complete the trip to Raftel with Roger. The 3 groups form an alliance and decide to take on Kaido together. Before they can make their moves, the group must make preparations, and Luffy decides to take a small team to retrieve Sanji. Luffy grabs his group and jumps off the elephant's back. Geronimo! Okay, so next up we have Decks of the World, 500 Million Man Arc, Volume 15, not going back to the Bowen Islands yet. Heracles sees Usopp's updated wanted poster as he travels on a giant beetle.
It's a nice beetle.
I wonder where he's been. Like, why did he leave
where he's
Bowen
going.
Island? Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm not sure if maybe like how often he leaves the Bowen Islands. Like, does he go get like supplies? Does he go visit like towns and then just like go chill in Bowen Islands? Is Bowen Islands like his summer home? Like, I'm not sure what his deal is really with that.
No idea.
I guess he's not ready to go back yet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I have nothing else on that one. Okay. Getting into the chapter 823, The World is Restless. BB, her father, and the royal guard are escorted to the reverie by Hina. BB is excited to be at sea again, but Cobra has questions for the royal government after his meeting with Nico Robin 2 years ago. Meanwhile, Queen Isn't Toinette of the Goa Kingdom prepares for her journey to the reverie as preparations are made in Logtown. She's accompanied by her husband, King Stelly. Kingdoms from all over the world begin making their way to Marijoa for the reverie, including the Evil Black Drum Kingdom, the Cherry Blossom Kingdom, Dressrosa, and the Ryugu Kingdom. Luffy's small crew is out at sea. Morale is low, so Luffy tries to order them to be more energetic. Carrot appears, which shocks everyone. Carrot had hidden on board, eager to go out to sea for the first time. Luffy is hungry and says someone should make some food. Nami agrees to cook, but has a steep price. Not willing to pay those prices, Luffy decides to cook for himself. Pedro receives a newspaper from the Crow's Nest. The article states the Revolutionary Army's HQ has been located and is in ruins. All right, so we have these various countries. They're getting ready for the reverie, which is upcoming, and like with the Fishman Island arc, that was kind of like I think that's kind of set the expectations up for the reverie and how it's kind of it felt like it's gonna be a big deal this year. And yeah, this is the first time that Fishman Island is also going to be attending the reverie. So in that arc, we kind of had that building, but now we're seeing like the rest of the country is kind of making their moves and everybody's getting ready for this momentous type of event.
Yeah, I love when Oda does this. Gives us like these little vignettes of all these factions kind of preparing for this event, and just makes the world feel like so much bigger than the Straw Hats, and we get a little worldview here, which is fun.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah. It's specifically
And
hyping up the
Vivi,
world. Oh, yeah.
no, go ahead.
No, it's you. It's still you.
I was gonna hype that Vivi's here.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
good to see. It's good to see Vivi in chapter proper again. I also love this little bit about suitors, and it sounds like she's got her eye. Maybe she has an eye on someone.
I
Maybe.
think.
Think so.
I think she's got an eye on someone. Yeah.
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 I hope it's Nami.
I think. I hope Nami can buy a ring with all this food revenue she's getting.
Right.
Yeah. See what happens. I'm also really happy to see Vivi. I also just like again, I agree with Evan. It's cool seeing the vignettes of like all the different parts of the world. And also just the fact that we were hyping an event where the whole world literally is coming together. Like all this, like
Mm.
seeing how like well, how's that work for the day to day? And how are all the
Right.
people actually connected? And that I think is so cool. That's something I've wanted to see for a while. So it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It builds the magnitude of the event itself, which is cool.
Yeah. So first we see Alabasta, and like we said, I see Vivi. It looks like she's doing her best Titanic impression. She's like, "Oh, I'm queen of the world." But then we also have like this escort from Hina. It's kind of a big deal. So like they got Navy escort to bring Alabasta to the Reverie, and it's kind of nice to see Hina again too.
Yep. Cool to see Hina. Sad to see Cobra in poor health.
Yeah, he's kind of coughing here. It looks like he's seen better days.
But he even alludes to like this could be my last, reverie kind of, or like I don't know. It sounded kind of dire. Like it sounded kind of serious when I was reading through it.
Yeah, so like Chaka warns him to kind of take it easy. He's like, your health is kind of poor right now, so like we can retreat if we need to. And he's like, no, I want to go to this Reverie. He's like, I have questions after meeting Nico Robin. I have questions for the world government. So his interactions with Robin made him question some things, and now he wants to get some
Mhm.
answers. So it's kind of cool to see that effect that Robin had on him back in Alabasta.
Yeah, specifically saying what did the Nefeltari kings of the distant past do to the world? That's raises
Yeah.
some questions.
Yeah, because we did learn some details that, from, I think it was in Dressrosa where this came up, where we found out the world government was formed by, was it like 10 kingdoms that,
20.
uh,
Yeah.
20 that created the current world government. They were the founders of the world government.
Mhm.
And yeah, this is kind of an extension of that, I think.
I'm still so curious, like, what would happen if after learning whatever he wants to learn, Cobra and Robin getting to like a certain point in her own journey, like if those two were to meet again after she sort of sparked his interest in this in Alabasta, and just see the two of them together afterward. I would
Yeah.
love to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, the next up we have our introduction to the queen of the Goa Kingdom, which is where Luffy is from in the East Blue. They're stopping at Logtown, which they're calling Rogue Town now. So I think they've changed the translation, which happened earlier too. I think this isn't the first time it's been called Rogue Town,
Mm.
but yeah, that's always kind of like throw me off when they change it to Rogue Town. Her character name is obviously a play on Marie Antoinette,
Mhm.
and she has this like little speech joke too, where she says, "It isn't bad, it isn't bad, isn't it, darling?" So like her name isn't Toinette, and like she keeps saying "isn't" in like her speech. So
Yeah, and we see the back of King Setheli, but nothing more, which leads me to believe that might be a reveal in the future.
yeah, actually, does the name Stelly ring a bell to you?
Oh no, pop quiz. Stelly. No, it doesn't ring a bell right away.
So we've actually seen this character.
We've
When?
seen this hairstyle.
That stupid hairstyle.
When have we been to
Yeah,
Goa Kingdom?
yeah.
You're
So
gonna have
this
to help me out here, I
character,
think.
yeah, this character is tied to Sabo's backstory.
Oh, okay.
He's pulling out the notes.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't remember the exact moment, but that is interesting. So we do know this character, but we haven't seen them as an adult.
Correct. We haven't seen them
Okay.
since they were a kid.
Hmm. Was it the rich family that like? I'm trying to remember, because Sabo was of noble birth, but decided to exile himself essentially.
Mhm.
I don't remember where Stelly played a role in that.
Yeah, so, Stelly was the child that was essentially adopted by Sabo's parents when Sabo
Mm,
didn't seem to be he was going to be a suitable noble, and
right.
Sabo was being
Okay.
a little too rebellious, so they took in this other kid who I think his parents, like, essentially gave him up, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna take this kid who's going to be obedient, and he's gonna be a well-behaved child, he's gonna be a good nobleman." So they took Stelly in and adopted him. So he kinda took Sabo's place, and Sabo, like, ran away.
Yep.
And basically, this is like what Sabo could have been if he went along with his parents.
I see. That does ring a bell. Thanks for
Yeah.
the reminder.
Yeah, he's a character that we've only seen very little of, like probably only seen like maybe like a chapter or two.
Interesting.
We see some other countries that are gathering for Marijoa. One of them is the Kanyo Kingdom, which is where Sai is from. So this is kind of like our first actual look at the Kanyo Kingdom. It's very small, but we see this like large temple like building with a bridge.
Very cool.
Very Chinese inspired with the roofs.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
even, like, I think, this character is, like, clothes.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
he does have, like, kind of like a Chinese influence to him. Yeah, and then we see the new evil Black Drum Kingdom. Is evil in the name? Is that, like, the official name? Like, evil Black Drum
I
Kingdom is
think
not just
so.
Black Drum? Yeah, so
Yeah.
don't forget the evil, it's very important.
Yeah.
In case you weren't clear.
We're not the good Black Drum Kingdom, we're the evil one. Don't get us confused. And then we see the Cherry Blossom Kingdom, yeah, just a little check-in, which is nice. And Dressrosa, Prudence rather.
First look at Prudence and
Yeah,
King.
I like
Yeah, King Prudence's estate is it's hilarious.
yeah, I didn't even notice
so
that. But yeah,
stupid. I love it.
it's got like a giant like shape of his body as like the roof.
Just flexing. That's like honestly highlighted the chapter for me. So
Yeah.
funny.
That's hilarious.
This guy's like, yeah, I turned down the escort. Let's hang.
Let's carpool.
He's like, what? You got this isn't this is not vacation. This is work, Chloe. What are you doing?
Yeah, then we visit back over to the Rigu Kingdom and Fishman Island. Yeah, so Shirahoshi is feeling reservations about going on this trip. So they're kind of like on the fence, like whether or not they should bring her. So like her brothers are trying to calm her down and like, oh yeah, what should we do? Fukuboshi is saying like, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna be there to protect you. So and like it'll be a good way to honor our mother if we all go and kind of see that dream come true. And then Neptune also makes a point here too, where it says if Shirahoshi doesn't go, they could also make it seem like they don't trust humans. So by bringing the princess, it's like, kind of like a show of faith and showing that they do trust humans. So it's kind of like a diplomatic approach that he's taking here.
Hmm. Yeah, cool seeing all the kingdoms, a lot of familiar faces, both good and evil, and a lot of new mysterious faces as well. So
Yeah, very
Yeah,
cool.
this dude with like the fucking clock hand goatees. That's wild.
yeah,
I need to know where this guy's from.
I bet he's gonna be exactly on time.
It'd be really funny if he was like always 6 hours behind. Because he's looking down at it, but we're looking up.
Yeah, he's looking in the mirror, so he's seeing it backwards.
Yeah.
And this other guy next to him, he looks like Uncle Sam, so he must be American.
oh yeah, I didn't notice the stars on the
Yeah, I
hat
didn't either.
there.
The sideburns are very Lincoln.
Yeah, like Lincoln too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess America's going to the Reverie.
I've never thought of it this way, but I also the way that Oda sometimes panels these reveals of like multiple characters, just the fact like they get smaller and smaller as you keep going. To me, it's just like there's a lot more of these.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've never thought of the way he structures that. I think that's really neat.
It's basically saying like etc.
yeah, it trails off.
But it's also like as they get smaller, I'm like, no, 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 but I want to see more of that. I want like
Yeah.
what like tell me what else there is. Like it's building up the
Mm,
anticipation. That's so cool.
yeah.
Yeah, and while all that's going on, the Straw Hats are making their way to Big Mom's territory, and they're not doing so great. So,
Not doing so great.
like,
But they
Brooke
have a
Souls
cute
with his
little
body.
stowaway. Oh, yep.
Yeah. Carrot's a nice surprise.
Carrot is a nice surprise. I'm a Carrot fan.
So, yeah, we're trying to keep this group small, and they keep getting bigger.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do
I
think it's
love
nice to
how
bring Carrot
fucking
back in.
Yeah.
yeah. I love how absolutely scared shitless Pedro is from being like this the coolest like stone cold guardian to be like no 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 we have to go back. We can't no 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 she has to go.
Yeah, I think Carrot's reactions in this chapter are just really funny.
Yeah.
The idea
Luffy
of
was very quick to accept her onto the crew for this voyage.
just the idea of something taking multiple days being inconceivable is so funny.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, like, I packed, like, a half day's worth of food." Is that what it was?
Yeah. Essentially.
She starts, like, biting Luffy's throat.
Yeah, she almost messed him up.
Yeah. She was very defensive about the carrots that Luffy started digging into.
I feel like he'd respect that.
Yeah, and then lastly, we end on the ominous note that Burgess was able to successfully get the Blackbeard pirates to attack Baltigo, where the Revolutionary Army HQ was. So that article has gotten out, and yeah, not looking good for the Revolutionary Army.
Not good. It's a big development. And I
Yeah,
don't really know Blackbeard's motives either, do we?
No,
not really, nah.
Interesting.
just something nefarious as usual.
Yeah.
Well, is there
Or
anything
is he
like
upholding his emperor? Or he's a warlord, right?
he's
No,
an
he's an
emperor?
emperor.
No, he's emperor. Yeah, I think maybe he's like upholding his emperor, or no, his emperor is pirate. Not. Never mind. I'm getting
Yeah.
confused.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I don't know what he's up to.
Yeah, is it just a matter of Burgess was there and he wanted to make chaos? Was it like a way of getting back at it, like Sabo? Or does he have like some kind of bigger move that he was willing to take such a drastic measure? It wasn't just like, hey, let's just grab Burgess and get out. It's like, hey, let's make a mess of things while we're here. But yeah, if he has motives beyond that, it's not anything that we know.
But we do know he's a schemer, so we know this wasn't for nothing. We know there's definitely something to this.
We also know he's after incredibly powerful devil fruits. So
Yeah.
I mean, Sabo has one of them.
Sabo
Listen.
just stole one from under their nose too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Ivankov
Jolson.
seems like it's pretty powerful too. So,
Mm-hmm.
and there's probably more because we haven't really seen much of the Revolutionary Army. There's so much room for untapped power there.
Yeah.
Totally.
All right. Anything else in this one? Okay. Let's move on to the next chapter. Chapter 824, Playing Pirates. Luffy tells Pedro his brother Sabo was there and is part of the revolutionaries when he tried to ask about his father. Luffy suddenly realizes who his dad is and didn't recognize him when he saw his picture in the paper. The paper says the HQ was wiped out by the Blackbeard pirates before a siphon pole could get there. Luffy's worried about Sabo, but Pedro points out if there are any major fatalities, it likely would have been reported. During the conversation, Chopper tries to get everyone's attention because Luffy's cooking was left unattended and started a large fire on the ship. Luckily, it began to rain. Back on Zoe, Variety admits that Carrot bribed him to keep quiet about her sneaking out on board the Sunny, but Wanda and Dogsum are just relieved that nothing bad happened to her. Below in the ocean, Jack had sunk to the bottom, hoping someone would come to get him. Elsewhere, Kaido is drunk and is sad that Jack's attempt to save Doflamingo failed, putting an end to their access to Smile. He then gets angry that some of his subordinates show concern about Luffy and Law. Kaido is not concerned about the Worst Generation, having already managed to defeat and capture Eustace Captain Kidd. Back on the Sunny, Luffy's meal is ready, and it's disgusting. He ended up using up all the food whipping up this disaster. Sanji is traveling on one of Big Mom's ships with Baron Tamago. The ship is approaching Big Mom's territory as the sensor warnings begin to ring. Sanji insists that he will not go along with the wedding and is only here to clear things up. Vito shows him a picture of Pudding, his bride-to-be, and his eyes pop out of his head.
Oh, buddy.
All right, so let's start from the top on this one. So yeah, this has a confirmation that it was the Blackbeard pirates that caused the destruction
Mm.
at the revolutionary HQ, and they have a conversation about Dragon and Sabo. Luffy seems oblivious about his dad, even though Garp had told him who his dad was. Oh, this dragon guy is my dad, like. But it made me think. So back in Logtown, he saw a dragon, but I'm wondering if maybe because he had the hood on, like he didn't get a good look at him. So maybe he didn't realize that was Dragon. So he's not recognizing that the guy that was there was this guy.
Yeah, I think wasn't the Smoker like pinning Luffy's face to the ground, and it was Smoker who saw Dragon?
Probably. But yeah, so maybe Luffy didn't get a good look at his face, but Luffy knew there was a guy there, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it was
Yeah.
just explaining why he didn't see anything,
Yeah. He's like, oh, this guy doesn't look familiar. I've never seen this guy's face before.
which is hilarious.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious, and also doesn't seem to carry a lot of weight for Luffy. Like even after having this realization, he's still much more concerned about Sabo, which I think is interesting because
Yeah.
it's like he's met Sabo, he has a relationship with Sabo, he cares about
Mhm.
Sabo, and he's
Exactly.
done none of those things with his father. So it's kind of like, oh, that guy's my dad. Okay, and he kind of moves on very quickly. He doesn't really linger on it. I think we know that Luffy's a person that like needs to meet somebody in person and make an impression of them for them to be memorable or impactful on him. And he hasn't had that experience with his dad yet.
Yeah. I think it's also hilarious that Luffy put a chef hat over his straw hat. He's just been wearing it
So
casually
stupid.
throughout like the chapter.
Dumbass. I love it.
Yeah, this crew without Sanji is roughing it.
Also great seeing Carrot just randomly biting everything throughout the chapter.
Love Carrot, just like nibbling on things.
I feel bad for Chopper, who's desperately trying to get their attention. Like, hey, Luffy, hey, Luffy, and then he's like, hold on, wait, and he's like, hey, Luffy, the ship's on fire. It's like, what? Oh no, I forgot to turn the stove off.
Yeah, we haven't had these dynamics in a while, and it
Yeah,
seems I'm just glad Oda gets to have fun writing them again.
yeah. It's just like so chaotic, and it's like good to see like the crew like half functioning. It's like
Mhm.
they don't have like the full crew, so it's like they don't have their act together. Even with Nami here, there's only so much that she can do.
It's just nice to see them existing, even if they're not doing so hot. But then we've
Yeah,
talked about how post time skip there is so much less of this,
Yeah.
and so anytime there is a chapter like it, it's like yeah, it's the good shit.
So Evan, we also see this scene with Jack at the bottom of the ocean.
yeah. What's that about? Jack's a
So
Delphi user chilling at the bottom of the ocean, and the fact that this is included in the manga makes me feel like this is not the last we'll see of Jack.
yeah, so I think it's not really clear up to this point, especially because like we're seeing it in black and white. But Jack is a fishman.
Oh, wait, have we seen? Is this our first Fishman Devil Fruit user?
It's not.
Oh wait, it's
Who's the
not.
first?
Oh shit, I
Uh
was wrong.
Vanderdecken.
Yeah, Vanderdecken. That's right. So that's kind of like the best of both worlds. So he's
Or
weakened, but not
Oh, the worst.
yeah. Yeah.
for the worst. Yeah, but he's
You
weakened,
can't
but he's
fucking
not going
move.
to die. But he can breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he can't move, he's trapped. So he's a fishman that can't swim.
But he's
But yeah,
alive.
just
So
to give a
it
little
beats the
context.
alternative.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a chance for Jack. But yeah, the ocean isn't going to kill him. The rest of his crew, on the other hand, might be different story.
Interesting. So just him being
Especially
alive and kind of his teeth here is the giveaway that he's a fishman.
yeah, and he's also been wearing a mask, so you couldn't really tell like what his face looked like. But
Yeah, I didn't make that connection while reading it. I was kind of like, really? Like this guy's going to survive this? Really? But that makes perfect
yeah.
sense.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly when that's noted here, but I don't consider that like a spoiler really. I think it's just like if you
No,
see the
yeah,
details
you're
there.
right. Like as soon as you said it, I'm like, oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
I just didn't catch it first time through.
Yeah. That's just a little detail that I wanted to point out here because it's not obvious. And it also kind of shows some of Jack's strength too, because we know how strong fishmen are. So Jack's
Right.
also got that going for him. The other members that had the smile fruits and the devil fruits, they're probably goners.
Yeah, I think so.
Dogstone does raise a pretty good question here, though. How did they get a Vivre card to Zoe?
Yeah, that's a good question.
It also brings up the question of like we know that Kaido is the king of beasts, and we know he has like a Zoan army. Like I wonder if he has any connection to Zhao,
Possibility.
Yeah,
the
it's a good
land of
thought.
Mink. Yeah,
Mhm.
it is a good question.
Yeah, then we actually cut to Kaido himself at a certain land. He's not taking Jack's failure to save Doflamingo very well because that kind of puts a stop to the smile fruits.
He's kind of being a big baby here. Guess he's gets drinking and he gets kind of emotional.
Yeah. Yeah, first he's a sad drunk, then he becomes an angry drunk.
Man, he must have had to drink a lot of alcohol to get drunk because he is giant.
Yeah, huge. I love the fact that his face doesn't even fit into the panel of when he's yelling.
Hmm.
Yeah, we kind of get a good sense of Kaido here, and he is willing to attack his subordinates who get him angry. So you gotta kind of watch out for Kaido. You don't get on his bad side here because he sends him flying out into the ocean.
Yeah, not a good drinking buddy.
Yeah, and it looks
That's
like.
really.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's also really interesting that he is one. It states his goal specifically was to make a crew out of power users, and is so fixated on Joker being weak and the fact that it was a bunch of kids who worked him over.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I feel like we're getting some insecurity in this guy.
could be, and maybe that's why he's lashing out to kind of show that he's like, "Oh, I'm not weak. I'm strong."
That's why he's getting
Right.
crunk on a Tuesday, bitch.
Speaking of kids,
Yeah,
he's got the kid,
Yeah.
Captain Kid,
that's wild.
which explains the bars we saw last pod.
Hmm.
Yeah, because we did have that question. I did forget about that. Because it was the Apu phone call, right?
Yeah. Like, what's up with the bars? He's got prisoner, maybe prisoners.
Yeah, we all know what happened to Hawkins.
Right.
Yeah.
I
So I mean, it
mean,
looks like
kid.
that alliance didn't go so well.
Yeah, no. At
But I
least not
think
for kid.
I think seeing Kid defeated kind of also gives us an indication as to maybe what happened with Apu. Do you guys have speculations on that?
I don't personally.
Because Kid and Hawkins teamed up and they wanted to take down Kaido.
And Apu.
All three of them.
Right. So you're
And then
saying Apu
Kaido fell
maybe
from the sky
turned.
right in front of them.
Right.
Yeah, I think the alliance had a different idea as to how they wanted to handle the Kaido situation. So they weren't seeing eye to eye. So I think Apu and Kid took a different approach because it looks like Apu may have decided to team up with Kaido,
Yeah.
and Kid did not want to do that. So it looks like Kid got defeated. But Hawkins' fate is still yet to be determined.
It's crazy seeing Kid being the one behind bars after being like the emperor, or sorry, not the emperor, the supernova with the highest bounty, the one like positioned most directly as a rival to Luffy. I mean, it wouldn't make
Mhm.
sense like Kid would be like the comparison to Luffy as far as how they're doing in the New World, but to see like the guy who was like basically on the top pre time skip,
Yeah.
Rival for
shit
sure.
beat out of him. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, he couldn't stand up to an emperor.
yeah. So yeah, like there's and for me there's the power scaling aspect of it. Like, oh my god, Kaido must be so good, but also like the oh shit, you specifically have fallen down so far in this moment. I'm just curious to see if there's anything that it says for Kid going forward, if there is a forward for him.
Yeah. Hard to see what his fate is going to be at this point.
Yeah.
And speaking of unclear fates, we also have these straw hats who have to eat Luffy's cooking. And it's like absolutely disgusting. Luffy used up all the food. He just threw everything in. We see like bones that looks like it's got like toxic fumes coming out. He calls it my kitchen sink curry. So I'm pretty sure the kitchen sink's in there too somewhere.
Yeah. Just dumped everything in there. Well, Sanji might leave the crew after this.
He might. Might need a bonus. God damn.
Yeah, so when I was in Japan, they had the gacha machines, and one of them was food from One Piece.
Mm.
So I ended up getting a bunch of them because like I really wanted this one, the kitchen sink curry. That was one of the options that have come out. And I think the other one's like the cherry pie from Jaya, and there's like a pasta one, and then there's another one that I'll mention later.
Mm.
Yeah, and then we
Cody was,
check in with Sanji.
who seems anxious to get back to the Straw Hat crew until Pudding's a cutie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sanji is very happy to see his bride to be.
It's all about that.
He's like, my one weakness.
So Evan, does pudding look familiar to you at all?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything else on this one. I just want to see if
Okay.
there's anything you notice about pudding, but that's fine. Okay, good to move on.
Yep.
Next up, Dex the World, the 500 Million Man arc, YM16, Weatheria. Got a dress to impress for when Nami visits again. The scientists of Weatheria are looking dapper in their new outfits.
Styling.
I feel like I'm looking at like Mick Jagger and Steven Tyler in the modern day.
I think Nami would be impressed.
Oh yeah.
I think everybody would be impressed. Look at
They're
these
rocking.
outfits.
Showing
I'm
up.
impressed.
Yeah.
I think it's sick.
Yeah, looking pretty cool.
Pretty dapper.
Okay. All right. We have chapter 825, comic strip. Vito tells Sanji he's a big fan of Germa 66, having read the comic strips in the newspaper about Sora, the Navy hero. He would root for Germa to win, even though they would always be defeated. Sanji tells him not to group him with them. Sanji retreats to his room, which he has to share with Caesar, who begs to be let out. Sanji tells Vito and Gotti to get out of his room, but Gotti takes offense to how Sanji is talking to his crew member. A person who looks very familiar to Sanji bursts in, shouting at Gotti for threatening Sanji, because if he's injured, it'll be Capone who is punished. Gotti apologizes and leaves. A few days later, Luffy's group is starving and having a difficult time catching any fish. They eventually manage to pull up a large fish, but it looks odd, so Chopper says he'll look it up before they eat it. Chopper finds a book and identifies the skin as poisonous. Unfortunately, Luffy already ate the skin. Nami safely prepares the rest of the fish for the others to eat, but Luffy is already poisoned and they don't have the antidote for it. Peckham's warns that they are approaching Big Mom's territory as it begins to snow cotton candy, and the warning sea slugs begin to ping the transponder snails. Peckham is surprised to see an approaching vessel already, but realizes it's not one of Big Mom's ships, but one of Germa's. All right, thoughts on this one?
Made it to Candyland. I think this opening story is pretty interesting when we talk about the comic strip itself and this seagull naval hero. 'Cause I feel like the seagull is like such a symbol of the Marines, and we have some specific generals with seagull themes, don't we?
Yeah, Sengoku has the
Sengoku.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of funny having like a comic mentioned within a comic.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, Germa 66, it's like this almost like folklore,
Something like that.
something like that.
Yeah, I think Vito uses like the perfect term for it. He says, in other words, it was propaganda for the kids. So it was a comic strip meant to kind of show like the Navy as ideal and inspire kids to pursue a life of the Navy, and it portrays Navy as the good guys and Germa 66 as like, oh, these bad guys. Yeah, it's a way for the Navy to kind of control the narrative in a way and appeal to the kids from a young age.
But then the fiction becomes a reality.
I think it's interesting that it kind of had the opposite effect on Vito, where he saw the bad guys as like what he looked up to.
Yeah.
It's like we all know in Transformers, like the Decepticons are the cool guys.
Tale as old as time.
I find it funny because, like, I feel like I may be reading too much into it because it would be wild if Oda meant this. It meant this in something that's being published by the biggest manga magazine in the world. But I feel like there's like more talks of like, okay, for some of these series, like, is it just like follow the established ways? Like, sorry, I should say, I've been seeing like more discourse about like certain shonen series, not One Piece, but a lot of like the standard narrative of work harder, get stronger, achieve your goal, forming these bonds is really like preparing kids to join Japanese corporate life, just in a more
Hmm.
exciting version of the narrative. And so
Interesting.
yeah, and so I don't think Oda's like calling anybody out for that, but you can tell that I think Oda is an author who like thinks a lot about the impact that his story has. And so it's just cool for him to be like, it could happen. You never know.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm not in control of who my manga inspires.
Yeah.
Someone could think that Kaido is the coolest fucking guy ever. And actually he kind of well, okay, this is so it's I'm gonna connect this to a very weird SBS question from the middle of the volume. Because really it was about Nami's tits. And we can cut this part if you need to. But someone was like, it's like I think at the SBS before this chapter weird, you can cut this whole tangent if you need. But so it's like everything about Nami in the New World, I love her. All the anime, the figures, the DLC, like is as an author, do you find it sleazy? Like this is the main thing I enjoy about it. And Oda says in the answer is like, yeah, like she's gotten more popular, but like a teacher of mine told me that your manga world. Oh, okay. I didn't see this part. I didn't see the part saying that your manga world is a product to be sold. The part that stuck with me is a real professional doesn't tell the customer who bought it how they should enjoy it.
Mm.
Yeah.
At, at first, though, as an artist, you can't tell your audience how to enjoy your art.
Right.
That's the point I was going for. The product to be sold part of that kind of, but then I guess it kind of feeds into like who's the customer.
Yeah,
Is what
I
I'm saying
think
making any sense here? I don't know.
yeah, I think the point can apply to both. Like you can't control like your audience, and like you can put out your product and you can intend things a certain way, but other people might take it their own way because everybody's their own person. Everybody has their own unique approach to things, and some people might get different things out of the end result. So yeah, I think Oda's not saying like you need to enjoy One Piece in this specific way. He's saying you can enjoy One Piece in whatever way you enjoy it. Like you're free to do so. He's kind of giving you permission to be free with how you enjoy the series.
Yeah, it is interesting though in this context because in this context it is like this is subliminal messaging. Like there is intent behind this artist of pitting the Marines as the good guys and Germa as the bad guys, and there is supposed to be some like subliminal messaging or like intention there, seemingly. Again, you said it was
Yeah,
lost on Vito, but it's like teach their own. But it's interesting, like seeing the government work overtly and subvertly, kind of.
yeah. To me, that feels very in lockstep with what we would expect from the Navy and the world government.
Right.
But Joel, as you alluded to, it is cool seeing it backfire on from the government's intention in the case
Yeah.
of Vito.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder how their other attempts to cover up information or things could go down the line.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like the harder they try to suppress things, maybe the harder it eventually becomes, to keep things like the lid on things. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, actually, I just watched with Courtney the Robin flashback in A's lobby. So we just watched the
Oh
O'Hara
wow!
reveal. Yeah, I think that is also kind of a case too, where like the government went to such extremes to cover up like what O'Hara was researching, and despite all their efforts, Robin still got away.
Right.
And Robin, I think, is kind of going to be that bridge to the void century eventually. Despite the world government's best efforts, I feel like the fact that Robin exists is a threat to everything that the world government stands for. That's why they went to that, that's why they put the bounty. That's why they were trying to get her. And that's why they like, again, the propaganda was like, oh, she's a devil from O'Hara. The people of O'Hara called her a devil too, but that kind of now extends beyond that. So she has such a bad reputation because she was a survivor from there. I think that's the story that the world government wants to portray for Robin.
Right. This one's going to backfire too.
Yeah,
Yeah, so Sanji doesn't really want to hear about this. He doesn't care about Germa. He's like, yeah, that's them. Like I'm my own person. I don't like I'm not the same as Germa. But, like, Vito's like, "Oh, like, you're probably like such a cool family, like, I love those guys." So then we have, like, Sanji go to his room, and I think it's funny, he goes to the door, and the door is, like, sentient, and the the door is like, "Door," as it opens.
Yeah, it is funny.
And, we get to see, another member of Capone's crew, Gotti,
Yeah.
who's got, like, this
This is
cannon
funny.
for an arm, or, like, a machine gun thing.
What the hell is that?
Is Gotti another like mafia reference? Got like mafia name reference?
I don't
Is
know.
it was it John Gotti?
Yeah.
Is he, like, a mobster? Yeah, let me check. Yeah, because I thought so. Yeah, he was, an American
Yeah.
mafioso and boss of the Gambino crime family. So we have Capone, now we have Gotti. I think Vito's also a mob boss. Vito Genovese.
The mobsters.
Yeah, so it's interesting that Oda is also he references real life pirates, now he's also referencing other notorious criminals in history for these pirates. And then we see a familiar face here. So somebody doesn't like Gotti threatening Sanji because if Sanji gets hurt, it could have a bad effect on the Godfather. Evan, what do you make of the scene?
Hmm. I mean, it shows the importance of Sanji
Mhm.
and protecting Sanji in this moment.
I don't think it's about protecting Sanji.
Mm-mm.
Or
So does this character look familiar? This girl?
yeah, wasn't we? I'm trying to remember where we saw her from. Was it with the Don Quixote family?
Mm-mm.
No, it was before the time
Earlier
skip.
than that.
I mean, she definitely looks familiar. I can't place it.
Okay, so we saw this character Lola in Throw a Bark,
Lola. That's right.
and she said that her mom was a powerful pirate.
Oh, so you think Big Mom is her actual mom?
And what do you think?
That would make sense. And was Lola the one that was transformed into like a creature?
Well, she wasn't transformed, but her shadow got taken and put into
Right, her
like
shadow
the
got
hippo.
taken.
A
Yeah,
warhog. Yeah.
The
the
hippo,
the
right.
warhog. Yeah, yeah, that's right. It was a warhog.
Right. All right, it's all coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so are we to believe that she's the daughter of Big Mom?
Looks like it could be possible,
Interesting. They do look a little like
but there's something else that she says too. So she's concerned about Capone. Yeah, so she says specifically that she doesn't want Sanji to get hurt because it could mean Capone's head will fly.
she's the one who wanted to get married really bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you're getting at? You think she might
Yeah,
have like
yeah, she's the one that
might be
proposed like
she's in
999
love
times.
with yeah. You think she's in love with Capone? Is that
Maybe.
what you're getting at?
Could be.
Yeah, so just something to think about. Sure, this will come back up later, but I just wanted to start to plant those seeds in your head.
Hell yeah. I'm so glad I read this with you guys because a lot of this would be lost on me otherwise.
Yeah, because it's been a while since we read, like the Bark.
I
So
know it's been
yeah.
so long.
Yeah, and then we move on. So we have the Straw Hat group still struggling, and we have this scene where they finally catch a big fish. Luffy is so desperate to eat this fish, he doesn't even think about the consequences. Chopper's like, "Hold on, let me just make sure it's safe to eat." Luffy's like, "I'm gonna dig it right in," and yeah, it's too late. So Luffy's already been poisoned by this by this fish.
Yeah, without Sanji, Luffy has nearly burned the boat down, killed his entire crew with, or starved his entire crew,
Yeah.
and then poisoned himself to death.
Yeah, this is going swimmingly.
It's going great. Proves how important Sanji is to this crew, though.
Yeah. Yeah, so while all that's going on, they start to approach Big Mom's territory, and they're approached by a Germa ship.
A
And
Germa snail.
so the snails are actually Big Mom's snails.
No, the ship is.
Oh,
a
the
snail.
ship itself. I'm sorry.
The slug.
Oh, yeah. The ship is a giant snail. You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry. I was thinking of the slugs, the territory slugs.
right.
Which are pretty cool.
They are kind of cool. Deep sea cucumber looking dudes.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we see somebody that looks like Sanji.
Yeah,
Got these
what's
cool
up with
shades
that
in
eyebrow?
the hood. Yeah.
Twirly brow.
Okay, good to move on to the next chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next up. Decks of the World 500 Million Man Arc, Volume 17, Former Muggy Kingdom, Tilling the Old Battleground. Mihawk takes a break from working on the garden with the Humandrels to read the paper.
Mihawk gardening is the funniest shit to me. Also good for him.
Yeah,
Chill out for a
him.
second, man. That's nice.
He's eating onigiri.
Yummy.
Maybe it's a reference to
Mhm.
Zoro.
Yeah.
Mihawk's
That's
been
cute.
swords the plowshare. Corona wearing 2 hats. Like a goof.
Yeah, taking that Luffy strategy. Yeah, one of them's a crown.
Fair.
Yeah, it looks like maybe there's a bit of life coming back to the Muggy Kingdom. I don't know.
Cool.
Okay, let's get into the chapter. Chapter 826, 0 and 4. Over a speaker, the Germa ship asks the Straw Hats what they were doing here. One of the people on board remarks that they must have missed Sanji as he wouldn't have been escorted on this ship. The Straw Hat group is excited because they see someone who looks like Sanji. The hooded figure corrects them, telling them he's not Sanji, but Yonji. He says he won't reveal his relation to Sanji, but everyone realizes he's obviously his younger brother. They ask for help as Luffy needs an antidote for the poison. Yonji refuses, telling them he doesn't care about helping other people. He's kicked off the ship by his older sister, Reiju. Brook recognizes the name Vinsmoke as a royal family that conquered the West Blue in the past. Peckhams confirms these Vinspokes are the same ones. Reiju assures him that they are still a royal family and still have the right to attend the revelry, if they choose. Reiju approaches Luffy and begins to suck the poison out of his body. She ingests it, and then all the effects of the poison disappear from both Luffy and herself. Reiju thanks the Straw Hats for taking care of her brother the past few years. Their father had been looking for him, and only after his actual photo appeared in the wanted poster were they able to track him down. She tells him they intended to meet Sanji to escort him back to Big Mom, but they must have missed him. Luffy says Sanji is his companion and he's not staying with them. Reiju decides that it's best not to cause trouble for now, so they agree to let the Straw Hats go and look the other way. Nearby in the water, Aladdin reports to Jinbei that Luffy has entered Big Mom's territory.
Jinbei.
Jinbei.
Okay, so we're introduced to some new characters here.
Yeah. The Vinsmoke family grows.
You can definitely see the family resemblance.
Yeah. Yonji. Not to be confused with Sanji.
Yeah, so there is a little note here. So San means 3 in Japanese, and Yon means 4 in Japanese. So there's a joke to the name because it's 3 and then 4. And also, Rei means 0 in Japanese. So the chapter's called 0 and 4 because their names are associated to the how you would say it in Japanese for the numbers.
Which also implies there's an additional sibling that we have not met yet, potentially.
Yeah. Or 2.
Yeah.
We've met 0, 3, 4.
Yep, 0.
Or yeah, 2. So 2 we haven't met.
Mhm.
Potentially.
At least.
Right.
It'd be weird to skip numbers, but but the implication is they're being named by the number of the birth order. Yeah. So what do you guys think of Yonji, first of all?
Cool design. I like these like tech gauntlets and glaives that they have, or greaves, I mean. And he's got a cool belt, like a Sharingan looking belt loop here.
Because like the skull eyes kind of like have that like
Yeah.
that slash kind of design.
I like the character design. It's fun. I think twirly eyebrows being a family trait is hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. So we actually see both of his eyebrows. So we can see his eyebrows actually swirling in the same direction.
Yep. Not used to that. It's a lot of swirls.
It's interesting visually because, like, I think like bringing up his belt buckle, like one, I think it's also like if you look at them, like they're each a 6, but going in a swirl. And each 6, the shape of a 6 is also a swirl in a way. So it's just it's cool seeing that motif.
Yeah, so the double 6.
Yeah.
And I think it's also just like one he's a little jerk, but that's beside the point. I think this whole thing of like Reiju, Sanji, Yonji, it's so stupid, but it works. Because it's like, oh,
Yeah.
your character's name is Sanji. Oh, 3 o'clock. Oh, you got 4 o'clock. Like, yeah, actually, I fucking do. You want to fight about it? It's gonna take me extra chapters, but he'll be here. Bet. Oda, like, the thing that like makes it work is that Oda just commits so fucking hard to it.
He
I think
leans
that's
into it.
Yeah.
yeah, it wouldn't work if you go halfway with it, but it works here.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Totally.
So
And
cool.
it creates a puzzle. It's like, oh, we're missing 2 pieces of this puzzle, which is cool.
Mhm.
At least 2.
Yeah. And we've got one who's like pretty chill and one who's just kind of an asshole. So it's like, okay, what are the other two gonna be like?
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
gonna be on one side, the other's gonna be a spectrum between them. What's up here?
We've met the oldest sibling who's like pretty chill.
Unless there's a
And-
Goji, the youngest sibling too. And there could be a Goji and a Roji. Fucking
Yeah, so we have Yonji here, and his little subtitle is Winch Green. So just because again we're reading this in black and white, so his hair is green.
Yeah, what does
Sanji-
winch green mean though? Like poison pink's a little more straightforward, but winch green.
winch.
Yeah. Well,
Fine,
so
it's
there's a little
winch.
bit of a theme, and since I'm talking about it, so Reiju's hair is pink. So there's a little bit of like a color scheme going on, but again,
Okay.
because it's black and white, it's not noticeable. But they are literally like they have like that color hair, so keep that in mind as well. Because like when I first saw this, like I
Interesting.
imagined he also had blonde hair like Sanji, but like their hair
same.
is actually different colors. So
Interesting. Because Sanji, we would assume is like black leg, right?
mm,
Seems.
His color is kind of like black, even though his hair is yellow. Blonde.
You know what's really interesting though? I'm thinking back to sorry if this is too much of a digression, but I'm thinking back to the last chapter when Vito's talking about Sora, Warrior of the Sea, fighting against Jerma's Double Six, right?
yeah,
And he says it's Sora, the hero who can walk across the sea. And we see Yonji in the chapter using his shoes to literally stand on the water.
hmm.
So it's cool that, like, again, it's government propaganda. It's cool that, like, oh, the trait of the villain is what they purport to be the trait of the hero.
Yeah, it looks like they could also be fighting on the sea too, because so it also shows in that same panel.
I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, because we
We
see
both can. I see.
it looks like there's a character with a 1 and a 2 cloak. So it's very similar to Yonji's 4 cloak. So you can actually see there's a 1 and a 2 character that we can presume is Germa, and there's another figure in the back who looks pretty menacing, but looks like they're also fighting on the sea. But we see with Yonji in this panel, he has like the hover shoes, so he's able to float above the sea. So that could also kind of give that sense of walking on the sea. So maybe like Sora could literally walk in the sea, but like in order to maybe fight, like that was something that Germa also developed on their side that they could walk on the sea with their technology.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Pretty cool.
And then we also see with Yonji, there's a contrast to Sanji's character. I mean, there's a similarity that like he goes goo goo gaga over Nami, but he doesn't have the empathy. So we see that he's like, I don't care about anybody else. We see he's like kind of a jerk to them. But we know that Sanji has exhibited more kindness qualities in the past. You know, we had like moments like Mortar 7, how he would go out of his way to kind of like help Usopp. So like he was concerned about Usopp. We know that like he would feed like Gin when he was starving, even if it meant like they would be attacked by the pirates. So like he has like this empathy for other people. And sometimes like I think he tries to like not to admit it, but there is that side of him where he does have a care for other people. But we see that Yonji here doesn't have that quality, and we see he's like, I don't care about you guys. Like, I don't care if you guys poisoned. You guys can like, we don't like, we're not gonna help you. Like, I don't care.
Which feels aligned with this Germa 66.
Well, because we know
I've heard about.
Sanji is trying to distance himself from them
Right.
because it seems like they might have a different philosophy on things. And I think this is kind of like our first look at German Double Six to kind of give us that indication as to why Sanji might not really get along with them.
Yeah.
I also know that Sanji's been like, as a character, has been an interesting point of discussion ever since Thriller Bark. And I feel like that compared to, I know like we've had like our own discussions about it. And I feel like the way we felt about Sanji has not been the way that like other parts of the fandom have felt about Sanji, especially during like, say, Fishman Island, that moment. I remember at this time, like there just being a lot of like people full hating on Sanji, and I kind of wish Sean was here for this because I'd be curious to hear his thoughts on this. To me, it felt like a lot of people were like flanderizing him, just playing up like the most recent part and like kind of downplaying what we've mentioned about Sanji's caring nature. Which again, maybe there were a few less overt instances at that time too, which could be part of it. I think it's cool, like on a meta level, that Yonji seems to be like the worst things that people could see in Sanji played up to 11. Because like there is part of like this, like what he's saying about like, yeah, I'm not really down for helping people.
Yeah.
It kind of reads to me as like just a souped up version of like, yeah, the dudes, you don't get any fucking food. Which I feel like at this point is what a lot of the fandom was starting to see Sanji solely as. So juxtaposing that is cool to me, just on like a author talking to his fans level.
Hmm.
Mm.
I don't know, maybe I'm just thinking about that because of like the comic within a comic thing, but now I'm just getting all meta with it. I'll come back to Earth soon.
Although I
It
do
is
think it's
getting.
interesting. I'm sorry, go ahead, Evan.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go first.
I was going to say, like, to that point, it is interesting getting some Sanji backstory here, like some context
Mhm.
for his upbringing, his family, his, what he's running from.
Yeah. Let's give more
Mhm.
context to his character that we
Mhm.
didn't really know existed. And there's been little moments and like little hints that Oda's kind of dropped in the past. Like there was that little comment in Jaya. And
Mhm.
it was just kind of like that was it. It was just like a little nugget here. But yeah, so now we're kind of learning a little bit more that there's maybe more to Sanji than we had initially thought. Because he clearly has a history, and just the fact that he has a last name was a revelation, and it's kind of like how come this hasn't come up before? I think this gives us a good reason as to why he didn't purposely bring this up. It's not something he wanted to really talk about, and something he kind of disassociated with. So he doesn't see himself as part of this family. He's kind of like disowned them.
Yeah. And it's not just any family. It's the Vince Smokes who seem to have this like massive political influence and like almost like a military influence as well. So,
Yeah.
And to the point they have a seat at the Reverie.
right.
Yep. Since we're talking about it, I think it also kind of goes a little bit into his code name in Alabasta. He went by Mr. Prince. So I think that's also like a little nugget that
Oh,
Oda
right.
puts in there.
Yeah.
He's kind of like a prince to like the Dramas. So there's still that
Mm,
little element. Like he chose that nickname, but that was just like a code name. But that's like a little indication for like his history here. Whether or not like
cool.
Oda had that planned out that far back, it's just an interesting connection that now has context. And I think it's interesting to see even Reichu seems different from Yonji. So
Mhm.
Reiju is a lot more willing to help out here. So she happens to have this ability that she is able to neutralize this poison. It's like food to her. So like, yeah, she's able to just straight up suck out of Luffy, and she kind of ingests it, and then it doesn't affect her. So she's kind of immune to the poison. It's like a treat for her. But she's like chastising Yonji for being like, so cruel. It's like, chill out, dude. Come on, like let's help. Don't mind him. And then she kind of shows up and helps Luffy. And yeah, I just get a different sense from Reiju than I do from Yonji, where she seems to be a lot more friendly and willing to help out, the Straw Hats who are currently in a rough spot.
And do we think this is just an inherent ability, not a devil fruit? Kind of like Sanji has this kind of like inherent ability that's not a devil fruit ability.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Not confirmed.
And also with a guy with the name of Winch Green, we know he's got some kind of weird ability.
I had to look up what a winch was the first time I read this. Had you guys ever heard that word before?
I have heard that word before.
I had never heard of a winch in my life.
I think I looked it up too. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I assume it's like some kind of like tool.
Yeah.
I think it's like
It's
a
like a
cable that pulls on something.
motorized cable, yeah, that like retracts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, like
Used
on
for
the
like
boat.
pulling things. Yeah, like on a boat.
Mm.
Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's like of all the things to pick as like your power or whatever, it seems like so random to like pick winch.
If it wasn't random, it wouldn't be Oda.
Yeah, and then Rage is kind of cool to them here because she decides she doesn't want to rock the boat. She's like, all right, well, we didn't see Sanji here. We're not gonna go tell Big Mom that you're here. We're just gonna move on and we're gonna let you be. We're just gonna leave here." So it's pretty cool that she's not like being antagonistic. She's just gonna just let them go.
Yeah, it seems like they're both here for Sanji, and she didn't offer a team up. She offered a like, let's just forget this happened.
Yeah, because I mean they're not on the same side of things here.
Right.
So yeah, because like Luffy clearly wants to get Sanji back. He says so himself. He's like, I'm gonna get like Sanji's my companion, so he's coming with me. And she's like, okay, well, that's fine, whatever. We have a wedding to get to, so later. And she even says, so long, best of luck. So she's pretty friendly here.
Pretty
But
friendly.
she's not like actually helping them like achieve that goal, but she's not going to stop them either. And then lastly, we had that little mention of Jinbei, because we know that
Yeah.
Jinbei had a history with Big
Mhm,
Mom back at Fishman Island.
mhm.
He told Luffy that he had something he had to take care of first before he'd be able to join them.
Jinbei lurking in the shadows.
Yeah, so we have Aladdin, who's kind of keeping tabs on things. So he's reporting back to Jinbei. In case you don't remember Aladdin, he was one of the Sun Pirates.
Thanks for the reminder. Oh, we can kind of see the sun tattoo here.
Yeah, it's on his like hip.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, we good to move on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we get into the last chapter, we have Dex World 500 Million Man Arc, Volume 18, Kamabaka Queendom, making preparations. Ivankov and the Queens arrange some flowers. So it looks like Ivankov wasn't on Baltigo when it was attacked.
Hmm.
You
But it
like
makes me
that?
wonder what preparations are being made.
Are they going to the wedding?
Yeah, flowers for what?
Hmm. Think they got invited? I don't know. It's a mystery.
Maybe. That'd be cool to see Eva again. I'd really like to see Eva
Yeah.
Yeah.
again. Yeah. They'd fucking tear it up at a wedding. Are you kidding me? Best reception
This
ever.
is true.
It'd be sick.
Hell yeah.
All right. Let's wrap up with chapter 827, Totto Land. The Thousand Sunny lands in Chocolate Town on Cacao Island. Peckham tells the guards not to report their arrival, as the ship was stolen as a surprise for Mama. Luffy and Chopper are excited to see the entire town is made out of chocolate. Peckham tells them it will be another day before they arrive at Whole Cake, so they should stock up here. Carrot's happy to see all the different kinds of people here, including Minx. Peckham tells Carrot that it's Mama's dream to have a land where everyone can live without discrimination. The nation is made up of 34 different islands run by 34 different ministers. The islands are collectively known as Totto Land. Carrot asks if she can eat the chocolate. Peckham says it's okay to eat certain areas, just not the roofs or other foods that are under the jurisdiction of other ministers. Luffy and Chopper already went into town and got into trouble for eating an entire cafe. They're being apprehended by a law enforcement officer. The cafe owner arrives on a flying carpet and is angry at Luffy and Chopper because they didn't finish eating the building like they promised. She makes them finish eating the rest. The officer apologizes to the cafe owner, explaining he didn't realize Luffy and Chopper were official dismantlers because they didn't follow regulations. He congratulates her on her wedding, referring to her as Lady Pudding. One of the minks recognizes Pedro, but he tells him to keep his identity quiet. Luffy thanks Pudding for saving them, but she was just happy they enjoyed her chocolate so much. Nami says they really need to get going, but Pudding insists they stay and have some tea. Luffy begins to introduce himself, but Nami stops him. On Whole Cake Island, Charlotte Linland leads a sing-along with the people, the flowers, and the furniture who are celebrating the upcoming tea party for the wedding. Also, she's been made aware that Luffy has arrived.
Oh boy.
Mhm.
Okay, so there's some stuff to go over on this one.
I love how we've joked in like recent arcs how like Luffy tends to like roll into these cities and just leave them like decimated and completely changed forever. And now we're in Candyland where all the cities are made of food.
It's a recipe
What
for
are the odds
disaster.
they make? Yeah, it's a recipe for disaster. Never stood a chance, really.
Yeah, so what are your guys' initial impressions here of this island?
Oda has to be having a fucking blast with this.
Yeah, this is so fun. Candyland.
Also, genuinely great to see like minks, fish people, I see long leg tribe people here as well.
Hmm. Very diverse graphic here.
Yeah, and we also kind of get a sense of Big Mom's goals and how she wants to have a world of all different kinds of people without discrimination. So it sounds very like nice and idyllic, and it sounds like a very like nice thing to strive for. But yeah, that's what Peckham says is her goal. Carrot finds it nice to see like minks and stuff here too. So it's like people that like are her kind of people. So yeah, she just thinks it's interesting to see that some minks have moved over here to live. So it's something that she notices right away.
And speaking of minks on the island, Pedro here has like an interaction with a mink who approaches him in the
Yeah.
crowd,
Mhm.
which I think is interesting because I feel like we've already kind of had some suspicion on like Pedro's inclusion in this mission and why he was selected. I don't know. I feel like there's maybe something more here than just coincidence.
Could be. Yeah, because he said that he wanted to keep an eye on Peckham's. So they might have some
Yep.
kind of history here. And this like wolf type character refers to Pedro as captain. So like I haven't seen you in
Yep.
ages. And then when Pedro tells him not to tell anyone they saw him, he says, like, of course, like it's just an honor to see you again. So there's a little bit of respect for Pedro from this main character.
Interesting.
But yeah, I really like how Oda sets up. Already, we have like a concept for this area. Oda tells us that there's all these different islands that make up Whole Cake. Well, Whole Cake is it's one island that's part of the Toto land, which is all different types of islands. So we have like different ministers that oversee these islands. I think they're gonna have like certain themes. So this one's like a chocolate town, but we have like ministers for like other types of like foods and stuff. He says there's a minister of candy, there's a minister of biscuits. So depending on the type of food, there's kind of like somebody who's like overseeing that. And it's like that's under their jurisdiction. So we have like a little bit of like an introduction to like their laws here and how there's like certain specific things. But it's like otherwise you're free to come over here and start eating houses and stuff. But you want to make sure not to get rid of the roof because like that's where it's gonna like help protect like the structure from like weather and stuff like that.
Where they draw the line.
Yeah.
It's like I feel the same about this as I do about like the whole there being a Yonji and a Reiju in that thing. It's
Mhm.
like it's again like you see like a house made of candy, like literally fucking Hansel and Gretel. Like this is
Yeah.
we've had this concept for ages, but it was like no. What if we like really explore this? What if we explore the societal implications of candy houses
Yeah.
and how
Yeah.
you protect that legally? It's like even in the seriousness of it, it's still ridiculous. Beautiful.
Yeah, and they're taking this seriously too. So, like, we see that Luffy and Chopper ate this chocolate cafe. It's like, not only did you eat the chocolate, but you ate the candy, you ate the marshmallows, plus you ate the almonds and the jelly beans. Like, you have so many infractions right now. You're going to jail for life.
Hansel
You
and
come with
Gretel's a
me.
great reference.
Yeah.
It does feel very Hansel and Gretel. It feels very like Willy Wonka.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got some glasses scoop going on over here.
Yeah.
The faces they make when they say it was too good to stop. It.
That does it. You're coming with me. You're under arrest. Yeah, and then we see Pudding, who is the Cafe Caramel owner. So she arrives on this carpet named Arabian, and there's a thing on her shoulder called Nitro the Jelly.
I'm not gonna lie, I completely glazed over Nitro the Jelly until coming back to it now.
Yeah.
I was so focused on Pudding because
Yeah.
we know this character. And she's so sweet,
Mhm.
pun intended. And
Yeah.
she honestly, I think would make a great match with Sanji. Like, I actually think she's a winner. She's a keeper.
Little sous chef patissiere
Little,
action going on
yeah,
here.
little. She can do desserts. Like,
Yep. Yeah, and we see here she doesn't know Luffy and Chopper, but she kind of saves their butts here. So she shows like the side of like where she kind of like comes in and pretends she asks them to do this. So instead of them getting in trouble, she covers for them. So she doesn't know them and she does them a solid. So it's we kind of just see like a little bit of her nature here as well, where she just wants to like help them. And her reaction to them eating the food was like like you guys really enjoyed it that much. So like, she was really happy that they liked her chocolate. So she's just like she sees that as such a compliment that they ate so much of it.
Very Sanji like. Yeah, this is a fun introduction to pudding.
Yeah, I
But you
agree.
said I should know pudding from before?
I didn't gonna say that. I just asked if she looked familiar.
Should she?
Should,
Oh no.
should she, Evan? Should she, Joel?
She must. I mean, you guys wouldn't. You don't have to spoil anything if you don't want to.
No,
We would
I'm not
never
gonna.
send you on a wild goose chase, Evan. We'd never tell you a character exists that didn't exist in the first place. We'd never do that.
Yeah, I don't need to dwell on it too much. I just wanted to mention something in passing in case this character looked familiar in any way. Because I also mentioned that other
Okay.
character that showed up from Throw a Bark. Now how she looked familiar.
Right.
Yeah,
I had the same reaction as Sanji had. I'm like, she looks familiar, but I didn't like
yeah,
take the deep dive, try to remember that chapter I read a year ago. But
yeah,
um, no, that's why I appreciate rereading it or reading it with you guys, rereading it because you guys are picking up on the stuff that I'm
yeah.
totally missing. Kind of been swinging. I've been swinging and missing today, but I appreciate you guys bearing with me.
Well, again,
Yeah,
you've been
man.
reading this like over an extended period of time, and this is not our first time through the series. So there's certain things that we're going to be looking for in particular, and that's why I just want to mention things that I think are interesting in particular that might be easy to miss, especially for a first time reader.
Absolutely, love that.
So much of what I'd say 90% of what I talk about is stuff I just did not catch the first time here.
Yeah,
So the fact that you are catching as much as you do on your first time is fucking amazing.
Yeah, it surprised me. Like, yeah, because there are things that like
I
go like
mean,
over my head or completely shock me. I'm like, I had no idea this was going to happen. And you're like, oh yeah, that's what I expected to happen. Like,
that's why book club's the best.
yeah.
We just we need to make an Evan's greatest hits compilation at some point.
The best and worst predictions.
That'll be fun. Yeah. What's Evan's score for theories? Where are we at?
Yeah, where are we at? Well, I may not recognize pudding, but I think definitely recognizes the name Luffy here. It seems.
Yeah, he does get his name out. And before he could say he's gonna be the king of the pirates, Nami stops him. And
Yep.
then yeah, Pudding does have a reaction here. But it's yeah, I'm very curious to see how she's going to react to who Luffy is. Because like how much of Sanji's deal does she know? Does she know that Sanji's part of like the Straw Hats? Like does she know that like he has to leave his crew to marry her? Yeah, so things are getting a little complicated here, especially like now that we've seen Pudding and Sanji's seen Pudding. It seems like Sanji seems to be happy with like how Pudding looks at least. But
Yeah.
He's intrigued. He's curious.
It is interesting though that she isn't in a place of nobility. Like she is kind of just a cafe owner, seemingly. And it was mentioned that she's like the 35th daughter or something. So it's not like she was, the firstborn or whatever, like princess or whatever, but
hmm,
she is of royalty, right? I mean, like that's
that
like the whole thing.
that number is actually a good catch. I forgot about that detail, but now that you mention it, so do you remember how many islands we said are part of Totto Land?
Oh
Oh.
yeah. Is it also 35 or
There's
25?
there's 34.
34
So if she's the 35th,
daughter.
then maybe there wasn't like an island for her. So maybe the number
Interesting.
of islands could be associated with maybe like number of kids or something, or like sons and daughters. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Huh. Yeah,
I'm
maybe.
not saying that's confirmed. I'm just saying there could be a connection there.
It would kind of answer her lack of, again, like status, seemingly. Like she seems to have a pretty normal life, not one of royalty and lineage.
But we also don't know the rest of Big Mom's kids, like what they're doing and what their deal
That's
is.
true. That's true.
Like, what kind of roles and responsibilities do they have? Does she like have a close relationship to her kids, or is she like you guys can do your own thing? Like, is she like a helicopter parent or like?
I think she seems like a be free, do what you want kind of parent who lives in Merry Christmas land where everything is this flowers sing to you every day and Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting a weird vibe. It feels very contradictory. We get Big Mom, who's this like powerful, scary emperor who is preaching like peace and unity and living together without discrimination. But there also seems to be this like evil undercurrent as well that we get kind of
Hmm.
here at the end. I don't know.
Yeah, so, in these last few pages, we also get our first good look at Big Mom.
Yeah,
So, yeah, what do you guys make of Big Mom? Because, like you said, we're seeing all these different things going on. So, like, what are your guys' impression of what we're seeing here?
it feels like a too good to be true kind of like world that she lives in. Like I said, the flowers and the clouds and the trees are all singing and smiling and happy.
People are
And
singing and dancing.
it feels kind of like a facade like we had in Dressrosa, where it was like outwardly this looks like a peaceful, loving, amazing city, but like I think there's something sinister afoot.
Okay.
All right, that's the vibe I'm getting.
I definitely say sinister based on like I think it's like what the second to last spread on the left hand side when we see like these three panels about the eggs, flour, and fruit, and just like all these fucking bodies in the background.
Yeah, yeah. What's up with that?
That's pretty. I'd say that's sinister for sure.
Yeah, it's like the acquiring of the ingredients took some massacring.
Yeah, that's, a good call out here. So, in the past, what we've seen from Big Mom was, Fishman Island, we saw that she was willing to destroy Fishman Island if they weren't able to deliver her sweets. And,
Hmm.
during that, we also saw the scene of Big Mom present where she was talking to Bobbin. They were talking about how they would they, like, finish, like, attacking, like, a country. Yeah, so we have this, like, kind of like a juxtaposition, so we have this kinda like singing and dancing going on here. But even the first panel, Big Mom, we see there's kind of this like little shadow. She's kind of got like a little sinister look to her. And they're singing here about the wedding cake and they're excited about the wedding cake. Talk about the ingredients, but like you guys said, so we have these panels about the eggs, the flour, and the fruit being acquired, but each panel has somebody who looks like they're over defeated, people, presumably to acquire these ingredients. So they're probably attacking other places to obtain certain quality ingredients because that's what Big Mom wanted. They say, like, let's all eat a tasty cake. It's the sweetest deal to make. The tea party from hell. So that gives us a little bit more kind of context as to this kind of tea party that they're trying to have. So the lyrics start to even get sinister too because it says, "Is it strawberry jam or someone's blood? Either one's fine. A demonic sacrifice for a sweet pastime. This is our beloved land of dreams, a country where all peoples come together." So again, like at first it sounded like coming together, like all different kinds of people sounded like an idealized society and it sounded like a nice thing. But now we're seeing like even though that's part of like this whole song here, it's like it's also baked into these other less nice concepts that they're talking about here.
It's feeling kind of like Tim Burton universe cult.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah,
Also, like how the fuck. Like it's One Piece. Weird shit happens all the time. But like how are all these things talking?
There's a lot of stuff
How is
talking here.
how is this happening? Like chocolate house, sure, that makes perfect sense to me. Talking flowers, what? Talking burger, singing burger? How? It's the
Kinda like a
same with
talking
like
ship.
it's like something's going on. Yeah, like something's up here.
The door was
Um,
singing.
the door thing was pretty cool. The fact that it like kind of came to life as Anji touched it. I was like, that's neat. But it's also like as we're talking about like this, it's also cool that like I like this about her design. Like we see she's got this big ass tricorn, like very piratey hat.
Yeah.
And it looks like and then like what we talked about as far as like how she interacts with Fishman Island, how she like holds these places for ransom and like what's shit. She's like genuinely pillaging, overtly pillaging.
Mhm.
You could say like Dofi like was like covertly pillaging, but she's like out here like piratey classic pirate, old gen pirate.
yeah.
And I feel like we haven't like seen anything like playing it that straight in a while. Like it's hard for me to think of any like of relevance aside from like Buggy, but I'm
Yeah, with,
probably
like,
just
going after
forgetting some
treasure and
stuff.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But this is also just such a unique flavor to add to that like very classic pirate spin. Like I think like again, pun intended, but I think all the ingredients are here. It's cooking up something cool.
Yeah, he's cooking.
It truly is.
Yeah, so we have like this very interesting first like real good look at Big Mom. Again, we've seen some like little things here and there in the past that gives us like this sinister undertone. Now we're looking at this like happy land that is a little twisted, you know?
A little too good to be true.
Yeah, so that's where we leave things for now. But we are officially at Hulk Lake Island, and that's our first look. And it's kind of like a little Candyland type of thing.
Here we go.
Yeah. So, do you guys have any final thoughts for the chapter or the volume before we get into our rankings?
Oof. Again, I feel like we've opened a lot of new doors that I'm really excited to see, like what happens here. I miss Sanji. Like the importance of Sanji on this crew is very prevalent this go around with Luffy nearly killing everybody multiple times, and
Himself.
yeah, himself included. And I'm like feeling like missing Sanji and excited for to see where this goes and see, you know, his situation is also very interesting, where he's got these like family ties that he has to deal with, and he is very reluctant to be here, but also is taking this very seriously and has to like, you know, kind of seems like take care of his past in a way. And it's cool getting more of his past. Speaking of that, like it's cool getting the Vinsmoke family tree a little bit revealed here, and just some of Sanji's past, which has, like we said, kind of been ignored until very recently. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see, you know, where this all leads. And Jinbei too. Jinbei's got some stake in the game and is kind of tailing the Straw Hats, it seems, and like, you know, could be involved very soon.
Very possible.
All good stuff.
How about you, Cody?
Yeah, I agree with Evan. I think that it was a very good way to showcase Sanji's absence and importance. It's just a really funny way to do so too. Which I gotta give props to Oda for. But I always love seeing new islands. I love seeing this world expand. And also come together with the Reverie stuff too. Like so much happened in 5 chapters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's weird thinking back to like where we're ending and like where this episode started. Um,
Cover a lot of
Wild.
ground.
Yeah, truly. But I think it's also like I'm always wowed at the start of an arc seeing just like, oh, what are Oda's inspirations? Or oh, what's the general aesthetic? Or like, oh, what kind of place are we going to? But like this could be like one of the most imaginative things that Oda's done. And in a series like One Piece, that's saying a lot with how crazy we've gotten in some places. Like,
Mm,
and this is where yeah, we've seen this place for like 1, maybe 2 chapters. I just can't wait to keep going.
that's so
Agreed.
true. That there's such a fun feeling about experiencing a new Oda Island. That really is like one of the small joys of One Piece for sure.
It's the adventure. We're
Yeah.
right
Yeah,
there with the crew, like, oh,
exactly.
we get to see all these new places. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, it's always exciting because you never know what you're gonna get. And I feel like
Mhm.
especially with an island like this, where it's like there seems like there's so much potential for such a creative and like crazy landscape to get into. We've only just seen like the tip of the iceberg, I think, and we're going
Mm.
to see a lot more different stuff as we go along. But yeah, I think this is going to be an exciting island to visit. So I'm excited to get into this arc. But just like the very concept of the arc too, I think is very interesting. That we like our goal is to get one of the main characters back. So we're in this interesting spot where Sanji's fate is uncertain. Yeah, like you guys were
Mhm.
mentioning, I think it was like really important to highlight how Sanji's absence caused such chaos and how important Sanji's role is to this crew. Yeah, I mean, like a lot of people can cook, but at the same time, it's not the same. Yeah, like Sanji has kind of really shown his skill, and the crew also have come to love Sanji. So, like, Luffy himself has said that like, Sanji is so important to the next mission where he's like the equivalent of what he's like 1,000 men or something like that. So yeah, Luffy really respects Sanji and his strength and what Sanji has to offer. So like not having Sanji on his crew is kind of not really an option for him. And it's nice to see the lengths that Luffy's willing to go for one of his crew. But yeah, it's also fun to see like Drama and like them as a concept. I think they're really cool and seeing like different personalities we've already seen just from like the two family members. but I think it's interesting to give us more backstory to Germa and like the comic strip. I think it was a cool little thing. We got a little history. Like Brooke was familiar with their history, so yeah, I think that kind of also helps expand the depth of the world of One Piece. But yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to be moving into this arc and what was set up in this volume. Okay, so with that being said, let's get into our arc rankings. Evan, you said that you did not want to go first. Has that changed?
I mean, it's just a hard choice. So, however you want to do it.
Cody, did you want to go first or?
I have no fucking idea where I'm putting this arc. I'm gonna be honest.
It's so tough.
Yeah,
Just it gets harder every time too, because there's more things I have to compare it to.
yeah.
Evil.
I could do
Evil.
what I've done
Evil
for
Joe.
for 50 more than 50% of the arcs and just throw it in A, like I have been doing.
You're
Well,
gonna
here's
close
the
your
thing.
eyes at the dartboard.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I'm definitely throwing it in A. I'm just but like fucking where, man? But
I
where
know.
at
Yeah.
this point? It's like A is just as hard as the rest of the tier list.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's its own fucking tier list at this point.
All right.
I
So
know. I need a tier list within A. Really, I've
Yeah.
got so many.
I don't like to go first because I don't want to influence you guys, but
Fair.
I already did my ranking for it. So since I did place mine, I'll go first to get things kicked off and maybe help you guys decide where you want to put it. It is a tough decision, and I was kind of like on the fence for a little bit on this one too. So I'm gonna give my breakdown. Okay, and I realized last time I had forgotten to go down my list. I just dropped mine, my current ranking for Dressrosa. But this time I'll go through the full list. So S tier, I had Marineford, followed by Dressrosa, Alabasta, Enies Lobby, Along Park, Water 7, Sabaody, Jaya. A tier, I had Punk Hazard, Throw a Bark, Drum Island, Impel Down, Fishman Island, Skypea. B tier, I had Long Ring Longland, Baratier, Little Garden, Syrup Village, Logtown. C tier was Post War, Amazon Lily, Orange Town, Romance Dawn, Whiskey Peak, Reverse Mountain. So I do think Zoe is an A tier arc, and there's elements of Zoe that I really enjoy, but there's also elements of it too that feel a little bit weaker to me. I think the reveal of Rizo being there the whole time and that the Manx were willing to be tortured to protect him. I think that was an incredible reveal. Also, the reveal of Momonosuke not being Kennemon's son was also pretty crazy. The concept of the road poneglyphs, Jack being introduced, Sanji having a mystery. I like the fact that Sanji has a mystery, but I think the way that it was told kind of tracks a little bit. So it was kind of fun to have it be unfolded in such a non-linear way, but it also kind of felt like Oda was intentionally moving things around to avoid telling us the full details and purposely putting things back to keep that suspension to keep that suspense going about the mystery, what happened to Sanji. But overall, Zoe has some great moments. Oh, and also Rinosuke, I think, is also one of my favorite gags with Robin. That's hilarious. um, and yeah, I know there's a lot to love about Zoe, but at the same time, I also just kind of feel don't think I think it's a stronger arc than some of the other arcs. One of the benefits is it's also not super long, so you either if you love it or if it's whatever to you, you don't spend that much time here. So it's a nice way to have a little bit of breathing room after Dressrosa before we move on to the next thing. So for that, Zoe doesn't feel Zoe feels like a stepping stone to something else as opposed to being its fully fleshed out important arc. So for that reason, I ended up putting Zoe in A tier between Impel Down and Fishman Island. So with my updating rankings, I'll go through it again. So I had Greenford, Dressrosa, Alabasta, Enies Lobby, Ong Park, Water 7, Sabaody, Jaya, Punk Hazard, Throw Bark, Drum Island, Impel Down, Zoe, Fishman Island, Skypea, the Long Ring Longland, Baratier, Little Garden, Soap Village, Logtown, Post War, Amazon Lily, Orange Town, Romance Dawn, Whiskey Peak, Reverse Mountain. So
It's
that's my
like
updated
still
ranking.
almost exactly in the middle for you.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's kind of towards the bottom of A tier for me. Okay, who wants to go next?
And
I
if you're
can
still
go
thinking, I
next.
think, yeah, go for it. Go for it.
I think I'm similarly aligned. I think this is going somewhere in the middle of A tier for me. I think some of the things that really stood out to me was the poneglyph stuff. I've
Mhm.
like that stuff is like some of my favorite like One Piece lore and like plot right now with Robin, and to get the road poneglyphs, which feels like like other than the One Piece obviously, which has been the goal since day one, but like to get one of four locations to mark the like end game. Like this it feels very like the first glimpse at the end of the road kind of
Mm.
like scale, which I feel like for me was like a really big reveal and like really exciting. And I think Zhao itself was such a cool island, like the fact that it's on like the back of this like moving creature, like very much like like world on the back of the turtle's back kind of vibe. And I thought that was like really fun with the minks as well, and just the whole like island design. But again, I feel like Jack wasn't like the strongest villain. Like they were evil, but he wasn't like a clear cut villain like we've had in other arcs that I think make, you know, like the classic like Luffy fighting the villain. We didn't really get that like in this arc. Not that that's a make or break, but it just like didn't, the scale felt a little bit smaller to me. I think I'm gonna put this like pretty much right in the middle of A. I think after Fishman Island. Oh, I should probably read my list.
Okay,
Um,
yeah, give us a breakdown of your list.
I'll give us the quick breakdown. In S tier, I have Dressrosa, Marineford, Alabasta, Arlong Park, Baratier, Skypiea, Water 7. And then my massive A tier starts with Punk Hazard, Impel Down, Enislavi, Thriller Bark, Drum Island, Saba Odi, Fishman Island, Amazon Lily, Little Garden, Lockdown, Jaya, Romance Dawn, and Syrup Village. And then in B tier, Post War, Long Ring, Long Land, Whiskey Peak, Reverse Mountain, Orange Town. And so I think I'm going to put this like pretty much right in the middle of A tier. I think after Fishman Island, but before Amazon Lily.
Okay, cool.
I
But yeah,
think
I need to
I'm
break down my A tier. I need to cut my A tier into, like you said, A plus, A minus.
yeah.
C just feels too low. Like,
Oh. C's
I don't know.
average.
But it's all
And
relative. It's
right?
relative.
I know it is relative. I could probably just move everything, like shift everything a little bit.
You could say like S1, S2, S3, S4, and you know it's
Yeah, that's more like it.
I asked for an S plus tier. My request was denied. I said, "Can I put Water 7 in S plus?" And you said no, and I said, "Fine, fine, it's all
no.
good."
I'm saying they could all be S tier. Just we can you just have to have like a breaker between each section.
Okay, fuck it. I'm gonna Photoshop mine. Anyway, yep. Okay.
All right, Cody, give us yours.
Yeah. So as of now, my rankings are S tier, Water 7, and the lower S tier, Marineford, Baratie, Arlong Park, Ennie's Lobby, Alabasta, Dressrosa. A tier is stacked, much like y'all's. Drum Island, Impel Down, Saba Odi, Post War, Thriller Bark, Jaya, Punk Hazard, Amazon Lily, Orangetown, Skypiea, Romance Dawn, Fishman Island. And then B tier is Syrup Village, Reverse Mountain, Logtown, Longing Longland, Little Garden, and Whiskey Peak. Y'all hit on the vast majority of the points I wanted to say. I think that I think it's really it's a great check-in point after how long an arc Dressrosa was. I think just I mentioned this one first came out. The idea of an island on top of a fucking elephant, mind blowing to me. The setting is so cool. I think the Meeks as a character idea are really neat. And I think much like Evan, one of the biggest things to me with Zoe is the road poneglyphs of like, okay, we're really like putting like the whole journey into perspective, and we're just entering a completely new leg of it. I think Rizo is safe was an absolutely beautiful moment. That I think hit me even more this read through. And just seeing what the Minx went through hit me in a different way than it did back in the day when I first read it. So I'm just glad I got to read it again with you guys. I hear you as far as like some of the in between bits. I don't know if I feel like the way Sanji stuff detracted too much. I don't know if I had as much an issue with the way that the flashback was told, because I think for me, I was kind of a fan of the fact that, oh, I'm finding this information out at the same time Luffy does. I like that aspect of it. I do think there are a couple times that Oda was like, "Ooh, what happened?" And just teased it for us.
Yeah.
they also just happen to coincide right with the end of our episodes. Just
Yeah.
like one at the end of the volume, one at our chosen halfway point. So like that's just circumstantial. And also like it's a weekly show, and you're always gonna be they're always going for the fucking cliffhanger. It is what it is. But it's like when it happened, when it's the same one 2 or 3 times, I'm like, okay, man, I get it. It's fine. Um, Jack wasn't so strong, but I didn't need him to be. He was an asshole, and that's all he was there for. I was fine with it. Yeah, and so many mysteries. But I think also just another really good thing about Zoe is because like this may be me getting technicalities, but it does include those like in between chapters where we see like Edward Weevil for the first time. We see Buggy again. We're hearing about all this stuff with just these other corners of the world. And even now, I think I think this like I forget if this Reverie stuff is there, but like Zoe just really feels like this really cool bridging point between like this first part of the new world that's been incredibly linked together and just like where we're I guess this point where we're finding out what the new world is, and now we're like, okay, this is what you have to do if you want to get to the Pirate King, and now we're like actually going into that.
Yeah.
Um,
And like making
yeah, yeah, yeah,
alliances.
yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's setting
There's
the
some
stage for
great
this.
alliances.
Yeah, this is gonna be huge. Yeah, all these alliances, like just the scale of this conflict that's going on. Like we thought it was so big. Just when we saw like these little connections, we're like, okay, there's like the samurai, and there's a Caesar guy, there's Doflamingo, and like there's Kaido over there. But now it's just like getting even bigger, and it's getting even grander. And how does it get any grander at like 800 something chapters in? How? But that also may be, that may be where the entire story itself, and Zoe just happens to be where that is. But it doesn't change the fact I think it's a great arc. Still definitely somewhere in A. I've been kind of going back and forth on it. I think for me, it's definitely in that like post-war thriller bark Jaya section. It's definitely below Sabaody because like I feel like Sabaody had like just like one of the best climaxes in the series with the same amount of lore drops. Thriller bark introduced Brooke. And I feel like Jaya actually feels like a very similar point in the story for the Grand Line. And
Mm.
I feel like I'd rank them similarly. It's just a question of where I put it compared to Jaya. Sorry, it's still so tough.
It's tough, dude. It's
It's
real
so
tough.
tough, man. I think I think for now I'm gonna put it just below Jaya, just ahead of Punk Hazard. But that may change as time goes
Yeah.
on. It's just like it really I'd put them like right together if I could.
We kind of all put it in a similar spot, generally speaking.
Yeah,
I think if I were to get more specific with my rankings and I did like an A plus, A minus, or just like shifted everything, this would probably be like the bottom of my A plus or like the bottom of my A. And then
completely agree.
I think everything would shift down to B after it.
Yeah, I think with
I
Zoe,
agree.
it's like it almost kind of doesn't matter where it ranks because I feel like I don't have like a strong opinion where it's like it definitely goes here, or I'm like I could see going like over here, I could see going over here. Like it's almost like a little fluid in a way where I could
Mhm.
see it depending on how I'm feeling at the moment, where I could see it maybe shifting a little bit here and there. Like I think it's the general area like where like it should be. But like I don't know if I necessarily wanted to like nitpick if it's going to be like before or after like a certain arc in particular. I don't think it necessarily indicates exactly how I feel about it. It's just like a way to kind of like put a quantification to my general feelings on the arc. But like as for the specifics, it could go like like maybe up or down like a location. I'm probably maybe
Yeah.
like, it could go maybe like more up possibly, but I think it's in a good spot right now. But it's just kinda if I compare to, like, Impel Down, where I think, like, Impel Down felt like, much more of, like, a major arc just because of, like, the scope of it and, like, how important that ended up being for, like, the story and, like, introducing things. I mean, not to go back to, like, rehash, like, other arcs, but, yeah, I just think Zoe in particular, it's so interesting because, like, it's a really strong arc, it's a really good arc, I really enjoy it, but I also don't necessarily think it's, like, so strong where it outshines some of the other major arcs, and that's why I kinda feel like it can kinda go, like, kinda in the middle of that, like, A tier territory, like, it kinda sit comfortably there, because it's not, like, super strong one way or the other, or it's, like, super weak one way or the other, you know?
I feel like it's an arc that's like sitting between two S tier arcs where it's kind of like
Yeah.
setting the stage. We're building the alliances. We don't really have like a major didn't really have like a major villain in this arc, but it's definitely setting the stage for the next one. And I think just as we're moving down the grand line that like the stakes are just naturally getting bigger and our enemies are getting stronger and our alliances need to grow stronger, and like we're getting these incredible tidbits that are like end goal tidbits that are leading to Raftel. And it's like, when was the last time we heard Raftel dropped? Like that's crazy, like it's
What I
just
heard
like
is
really big stuff.
yeah, what I heard is that Evan's ranking Whole Cake Island in S tier.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my takeaway.
Put it in the prediction video.
Okay, so yeah, I think we're in a good spot here for Zoe. So we'll go ahead and put it there for now. But yeah, other than that, that's going to conclude this week's episode of the We Are Reading One Piece podcast. You can find this episode wherever podcasts are found at We Reading One Piece podcast.buzzsprout.com or on YouTube channel at We Reading One Piece. This is a spoiler-free channel up to where we have recorded the podcast. So if you're new to the series, you can visit the channel there. You can also find me and this podcast on my YouTube channel at Barking Codex for more One Piece content. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, you can reach us at wereadingonepiece@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from listeners, so if you're enjoying the show or if you have any suggestions on how we can make it better, let us know. Next episode, we'll be starting volume 83, Emperor of the Sea, Charlotte Linlin. I've been Joel, and I've been joined by Evan.
Thanks for listening.
And Cody.
Don't eat the roof. Don't eat the roof. Don't eat the roof. It's a housing code violation. All right. Well, be sure to bring along all the hopes and dreams, and we'll see you on the next episode.